Let's kick it old school!
Yeah, boy!
Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
And it is time for the recap.
You guys want me to give it or not?
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Just, I remember more of my own characters. So if you got any of you guys deserve more attention, please make sure to let me know. All right. Our intrepid party last time was Karn, and were you playing Felix or Clintock?
Mostly Clintock, but there's a brief little Felix moment.
A little back and forth. Karn and friend, and Orion and friend, and Clintock and friend went out on got woken up quite early because apparently the mayor wanted to talk to us. So apparently he spent all night drinking and getting even more fired up about the wonderful festival ideas. And is trying to figure out how to make this festival work, including yelling at his sage for having bad weather during the festival. Go fix it. I don't even know if that works. Can you fix the weather around here? In any case, we managed to string the mayor along, but of course some of his flunkies are a little smarter about things. So we have a breakfast meeting with some of said flunkies a little later on at the Shortbread Bakery. Cognoscenti, Fiona representing Amcor, come and talk to us about the festival. Amcor is willing to put funds towards the festival, and of course, Clintock being who he is, he initially makes the pass at the funds, but the mayor's representative is a little too on the ball and picks it up instead. Good job, Clintock. Good try, good try. But we also learned something a little more disturbing at that time. That Ox is going to be moved into the real jail rather than the guard tower in 3 days. And so we know nothing about the real jail. We don't even know if it's more secure, if Ox can break out as he says he can. So of course that jumps to the top of the to-do list, just to see what's necessary to see what the real jail is set up for. We determined that it is indeed a stinking hole in the wall and quite secure. Everything locked up, keys everywhere, and of course we have to have a reason why we're checking it out, and that is, of course, we need labor for the festival. So we're checking out with prisoners who might go into work release. In the meantime, Karn decides to train his dog on the front lawn of the jail. Initially the jailers are a little curious about it, but they seem as well over time. We meet and the jail. Oh yes, it was an evil hive of scum and villainy indeed. We have a apparently larcenous person with his pet rat Leroy. We have a foul-mouthed person who stole from the docks. We have a elf who's been drunk and disorderly and who says he can work for us but doesn't have skills. Who else do we have? Yes, the ever-strong hobgoblin, really big. Seems like a good candidate, but unfortunately we're not ready for him yet. Then the human who was grave robbing, yes, indeed. He volunteered that he could use a shovel quite well indeed. Then there was a woman we might want to send out in front the next time we, next time we meet the hags, because she seems a little, shall we say, obsessive about her boyfriend. Then there was the Arcone, jailed for apparently a political crime and left to rot, and so who has nevertheless somehow survived. And then, of course, there was Karn. Unbeknownst to Karn, for he was still outside playing with his dog, there was his soulmate, the guy who was in prison for proselytizing. So we decided at the moment that the Arcone Arcone and Karn's soulmate had to leave and managed to get that done with the help of a statement from the jailer himself. In the meantime, Karn was being surprisingly, how shall we say this, opportunistic, using the dog training as an opportunity. He got the guard involved and managed to get the guard to reveal the location of a escape hatch for the jailers. Fortunately, it hasn't been used in forever in a long time, so it would have to be somewhat dug out, certainly a secondary way into the jail. So we go to the chancery and talk to the judge for a bit and get our two work releases surprisingly easily and get them out of jail. So the first Arcone we discover has been in jail for about 15 years because he essentially has how shall we say this, argument with his own race of what age they are in and what they need to do about it. And part of what he intended to do about it was overthrow the empire. So he got locked away for a bit. And of course, the other guy, the proselytizer, well, we know why he is in. And for a very short time, Karn and the proselytizer formed a very loud chorus until Orion pointed out that they would be rescuing him, that is Orion, from jail, unless they could keep quiet at least for a little while. So that simmered down very slightly. So we go back to the various bars and run into Remy at the student bar. We fill her in on the vampire info, where she talks about how she is planning on getting out of town, either in 9 days going by the Hobgoblin town, or in 4 to 5 days going down the river, I believe. And we talked to her about her options there, but really don't decide on anything. Having a long day rescuing people, we get them situated. We spend a bit of time buying them new clothes and some wholesome food, and actually getting them registered to actually have a decent night's sleep once instead of in a sinking cell. And of course, we're woken up early the next morning. A woman by the name of Roga Clotha, if I'm reading this right, who Anton sicked on us because apparently Anton thinks that we are, daring. We have daring do and we rescue people, and her husband has been shanghaied and needs rescuing.
Yeah. So one admin note I will make that I was trying to find out how much, because you bought some clothing for your 2 new work release partners, which, of course, the judge did say that any crimes that they commit, you will be solely responsible for, and you will do their time as well. So I was trying to find, I charged each of you a gold piece to get them some clothes, and come to find out, a large sack is 2 gold pieces. So I will just say that when you did go to the general store and meet with Accursed, who you bought stuff from, who was the human, who was a former adventurer, who you basically told stories to, and that's what he enjoyed. He only charged you a gold piece per, some clothes for them, because maybe he felt bad for them, or probably listened to some of their stories that they told, and he liked that. And you were a repeat customer. Your meeting at the shortbed bakery that was run by the halfling Victor, you did meet the master of treasury, and he was very nervous because this whole thing is going to cost a lot of money, and he didn't want something to go wrong with the books, because he was afraid that when Karn would either finish with the Dread Pirate, that he would probably be next on the list, because the mayor would have his head.
If Karn had any input, he would be along the lines of St. Cuthbert does not condone the use of a pauper prison, or of executing someone for being too spendy on the masses.
Yeah, and the woman's name is Camille, Saint Pierre, and her husband's
That's the woman.
yeah, her husband's name is Enzo. She is the one who has come in like 4 o'clock in the morning. Of course, you get all these early morning visits apparently at the rejuvenating bog. Karn doesn't care, but everybody else is probably pissed. She is offering a reward to get her husband back. She says that she is obviously a noble. They're a noble family, and the woman that works, that helps, that works at her house, her son was at the docks. It does dock work, and he came to the house and told her that her husband just got taken from the sailor seduction and is being boarded on a ship. And that ship's name is Master Hayden.
That's the ship,
Yeah, that's the ship's name.
Master Hayden.
So, what was your husband doing at the sailor seduction?
Ooh.
Well, apparently he was getting drunk and must have gotten stupid.
Does he visit the sailor seduction often?
More times than he needs
Not
to.
anymore. Ryan
I-
just goes, not anymore, apparently.
No.
I probably wouldn't. If you want to make sure that you do bring him back, don't mention that I have sent you. Only after you've managed to get him, because he'll know my wrath is probably worse than anything he's about to deal with at sea.
I mean, is it possible, madam, that you may want to just reconsider the idea of bringing him back, and perhaps you just leave him at sea and find yourself a husband worthy of your attentions?
Give me a 2d6 roll. Add your charisma modifier. Carl.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
I think Karn has got a +1 to charisma. So +8. Karn's not recommending himself. He's just recommended that maybe your husband's a louse and you should find a new one.
She ponders that for a moment, and she looks at you. Are you aware of any eligible replacements?
Well, I mean, amongst our own group, not so much. We're the Zofan is a worthy human. My friend here, the ever so reliable Orion the Bard, is a very, very eloquent speaker. Clintock, most reliable in sword and in fight, and very loyal.
okay. I grin broadly at Karn and say, and slap him on the back. Let's see, has he got his armor on? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't even slap him on the head with the armor on. It's like, Karn, you're such a joker. You're leaving out that we'll be leaving town soon for an indefinite period.
Well, this is true. I do know a very reliable soul that works at the front desk here. And I know he's trustworthy. He's loyal. He's a good man, but I couldn't tell you if he is married or not.
Regardless, I will offer a reward. But if you do not bring him back, I will take these other suggestions under consideration.
I would proffer myself, fair lady, but I have taken the orders of St. Cuthbert, and I must remain chaste for life.
Clintock gives a bow and then says, Pleasure to make your acquaintance, madam. Should you require further assistance in these matters, I have an open ear.
Well, thank
This
you.
is a good man. He has fought by my side many a time. I find him very reliable. Like, I don't know any better about you.
Huddle up, guys. You know, sort of pull the guys off to the side, somewhat out of easy hearing range, and go. You know, I'm sure she wants an answer right now. I mean, we going sailor hunting or not?
I mean, all of that bribery is light in my coin purse.
We do expect to be on
Yeah.
the high sea in a few days.
Yeah, a little. That's true. A little. How shall we say this? Liquid capital always helps make trips go easier, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Besides which, it would apparently be a noble deed.
Zolfan
We
would
do expect to be on the high seas in a few days, right?
say Zolfan pipes up. Well, I think we should help the poor girl out. I mean, we saw those people get carried off. And I cringe to think of what has become of them. But this could be an interesting business venture if we routinely get hired to find people from sailor seduction. We could just make this a stable source of income.
Yeah, for the 5 days that we're in town until the Ape Empire decides to hunt us down and kill us all. Yeah, sure.
I mean, we could always set up a franchise.
Friend Zofan, are you suggesting that we be duplicitous and make a deal with these scoundrels that are shanghaiing these men and say, here, pretend to take them off to the seas, and then we will pretend to rescue them, all for money and gold?
It's kind of what I was thinking.
There would definitely have to be a large cut for St. Cuthbert's cause.
Holy cow.
I mean, there will be. I would imagine there would be a evenly shared cut to you, whom you can then to you, Karn, who can then donate the entirety of that to St. Cuthbert.
Oh, I'm afraid that I would have to donate all of my own proceeds, and perhaps 10% of everybody else's proceeds, to the cause of St. Cuthbert to be able to go against my own good word. He's going to hold you up for
It's a bit premature to be already speaking of the revenue that we would gain from such a venture before knowing whether or not it's even possible and what it would bring in. It may be that it is not as lucrative as we think.
You're my good friend and my boon companion. I just wanted to be clear and upfront with you about what it would take to bring me on board with these nefarious deeds.
One shouldn't count their ducats before they're hatched.
Ah, yes. Well, we can
Or
probably
maybe keep it behind Karn's back.
All right. Sounds like we're in. Guess we need to know where we can contact the lady.
Oh, I live next door to Anton, so just bring him in front of the residence, obviously, or if you find him, or just return there. I will make sure you are paid for your troubles.
Everybody here, is it just a few of us?
There's no, I mean, just you guys, whoever you decide, out of your group that would have gone to this little, there's nobody else. The person who runs the front desk, it's like a big lobby area. So the guy who runs the front is behind the front desk, is just sitting there watching.
Karn tells her, it may be that you may get a message from this man from the front desk. And he tells her his name and, that he's trustworthy and loyal. He may send you some messages and may facilitate the return of your husband.
However you want to, that's fine. It will be, sunrise is coming soon enough, and I'm afraid the ship will be gone by then.
You're hoping to catch him before he leaves on the ship.
Well, yes, yes, catch them while they're still at the dock. I would, unless you plan on grabbing your own ship and sailing out after them.
A moment, while I work with my friends.
All right, guys. Seems like we got a hustle.
Yeah, this has turned into something that we weren't expecting, I think.
Oh, love to stay in chat, but
No,
apparently your husband is not going to be waiting for us too long, so we should we should go, Camille.
Yeah. So we either need directions to the docks, or we need to drag Brucon out of sleep and have him give us directions.
Yeah. Brucon has,
Have him
like,
lead
he
him.
heard, yeah. He I think he woke you guys up anyway, so, or was there. He's in the area. He's basically your attaché. So yeah, he said, we will hustle. I will go.
Okay.
It's mighty kind of you, Brucon.
All right, so who is going? Obviously Karn, Flintock, Orion.
Zolfan and Basil would both go.
Okay, if you want to take both, that's fine. Take one.
I think
it's okay.
Yeah.
I think my Basil would go as well, because
Okay.
this is something that may require some sneaking,
All right.
Felix would like to continue getting a good night's sleep.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, Brucon takes you, hustles you through the through Plinkville here in the out of the rejuvenating bog down to the docks. It takes probably like 20 minutes as you guys are moving at a quick pace. 25, 30 minutes through that gate, through the archway that had the guy that was doing the blessings. And you go through, he gives you all a blessing, bless the ape spirits on your journey down to the dock area. There's only a couple lights, like on hooks, like lanterns on hooks at a few of these docks that are lit. There's a bunch of ships. And you can see that there's a collection of people at one of the docks, like 3 or 4 people standing around, and there's one guy, like talking to them or something. And you can see somebody carrying, like on a walkboard, carrying up some goods in a sack up to a ship. That's kind of like the only activity going on. Like there's some people milling about. That's the only like anything active on a ship that's going on. Oh, you would have seen a couple fishermen, because it's time to, it's probably, they would be like getting ready to go.
Just find somebody, pretty close, and ask him to point us to the, what is it, Master Hayden?
Master Hayden.
You run into 2 of the mayor's guard walking near the dock area, and they see your group, and you spot them. They're like, they're wearing they've got like leather armor, and they've got the filigree of the mayor, the different symbols. They're like, oh, can we help? Can we help you?
Goodman, tell me, we have business with the Master Hayden. As it turns out, they require some blessings. Wondered if you could point that out for us.
Yeah, and he points to the dock that's got it looks like there's some activity. There's like a group of people sitting on the ground and somebody's talking to them, and they've got the lantern up above that's on a hook, and somebody is walking up the plank with some goods. He's like, yeah, that's it there. Good luck with that bunch.
Well, good souls, good
Why do
souls.
you
Thank
say
you very
that?
much. You might be interested in over there. I think I saw some contraband being toted off board when you had your backs turned.
Oh,
And I pointed something in the opposite direction.
yeah. He's like, we'll get right to it. And they continue walking down the docks.
Karn's gonna lose his ability to be intelligent.
Head towards the boat. I will walk up to Basil and say, why don't you twist my arm behind my back and pretend like I'm one that almost got away.
Okay. Basil will do that.
Okay.
Calm down. You think you can get away from us that easily?
I just wanted to drink.
There will be plenty of time for that. At sea.
And I'll writhe around a little bit.
Okay. So as you approach this plank that's leading up to the ship, under the light, looks like three. They're youths. They're probably 15, 16. They look pretty tired. They're wearing like cloaks, but you can see they've been sweating. Probably you would guess they were workers. They've been carrying stuff onto the ship. And this kind of big, kind of burly guy, who's got like a cut off vest, and he's carrying a sword. He kind of turns. He's got tattoos. It's like 20 degrees out. Like, what's this?
One of them got away.
One of them who? We're missing one of these workers. He's not getting paid. He ran off. Is that him? And he kind of looks like, that's not him. Who's this guy?
I was just trying to get my drink on last night.
I guess. Oh, is it the dwarf send you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got room. I mean, yeah, we'll take everybody we got. All right, okay. Just go on board.
Sounds good. Do we get payment now?
Just drop them off. I'll give you some coin when you come back.
Very good.
But I get seasick easily. I can't sail.
That's too bad for you.
Mark the gangplank.
Yeah, you march up there. There's it's like 4 or 5 you would say sailors, kind of like moving the stuff around, getting ready. And that the person who got the sack looks like they've got a sack of goods or something they drop on the ground. Looks like a kid, a worker. He's sweating. And he kind of sees you. He sees Clintock. He's like, looks relieved that that's not him, and being pulled onto the ship. He's like, okay, and they're like, go on, you guys are done. Who's this? Who do we got here?
We got somebody from the dwarf.
Yeah. Oh, you okay? Yeah, I mean,
where are the rest of them being held?
Oh, down below.
We can bring them down if you might.
No, that's fine. Just leave them right here. I mean, I'll just get the boss. I'll get Hayden. See what he wants to do with this one.
I'll never go willingly, and I'll like I'll like break loose of Basil and like go running across the deck.
Oh, yeah, we got a feisty one, it looks like. Don't we, boys? And they'll kind of look at each other and smile. Yeah. Yeah, I'd save your energy if I were you. They just kind of watch you as you just kind of run around the deck.
I'll back up against a corner, like against like the like cabin or like the upper part, and like put my fist up and say, "Who's first? Who's first?"
Basil is going to slip into the water and try to swim around to the other side of the ship.
Okay, let me. What's Basil's intelligence? Does Basil have a high intelligence and a high wisdom?
15 intelligence, 11 in wisdom.
Okay, so Basil, you don't need to make a roll. It is like 5 o'clock in the morning. It's winter. That water is going to be very
20 degrees. You did say
yeah.
20
Yeah, that water is going to be really cold.
Never mind.
Okay.
I completely forgot about that 20 degrees outside. Yeah, he's not slipping into the water. Is there anywhere at the if he's backed up into a corner, is he in the forecastle or at the rear ship or?
Oh boy.
He's looking for an opportunity to try to slip on board unnoticed. And he has a overestimation of his own skills in hiding in the shadows and things like that.
So I'm about to provide him maybe with a slight distraction at least. The bard, Orion, sort of laughs and says, "A good fight needs good music," and I'll start piping out, some sort of martial chant like thing. What I'm actually doing, though, is bardic enchantment. By playing music and singing, the bard can fascinate subjects in the 30-foot radius. This ability does not function in combat. Up to 2 hit dice of creatures per level of the bard are affected. Orion's level 3, so that would be 6 hit dice of creatures. Now I'm going to try to get I'm going to try to get some of the crew fascinated and, basically see if I can get them fascinated. And if they're fascinated, I'm just basically going to have them stand around or better yet, run off like they're running off to see if I can create some chaos.
Okay. Do they get a save?
They would have to, otherwise it'd be a freaking overpowered ability. If the bard performs for at least one turn, the performance ends without interruption. Fascinating subjects may be placed under a charm. Save versus spells with a +2 bonus.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, very good. So you are playing this song.
So there it is.
Save versus spells. Oh, that's not very good for them. Okay. So I've got some rolling here. So as you are performing this song, and these guys are all kind of just amused at this whole fact. It's, Clintock is like running around and they're like, whatever. So one of them makes it. The other two, well, do they get a +2? You said?
+2, yes.
So you get the guy who is standing with the workers that they've hired. He's starting to get into the music. And he's like, oh, this is good. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, and what do you want him to do?
Basically, I think he should the worker said they were finished, right?
Yeah.
He's going to escort them back home.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I need to take you guys back home. Yeah, it's early. I mean late. Come on. Where do you come on, let's go. Maybe we'll stop off for a pint. Come on. And he starts rounding up the 4 workers and they start heading off.
Karn's stamping his feet as a compliment to the music, to the rhythm.
Yeah. And so the song is playing as you're doing this. The other guys who just on here are looking at Clintock and then they hear this noise and they see their crewmate start wandering off. He's like, I'm taking these guys back for a drink, don't worry. And they're like, what is this idiot doing? And then you can feel the boat kind of shake in time, like something coming up the steps, and leaning out of the cabin door and sticking its head out as the light like shines on its face is this big dude with a bushy beard that's got food and all sorts of stuff. Like he's been in the middle of eating something. And he stands up. He's probably about 12 feet tall. And he's wearing like overalls. And next to him is some long, twisted, like club-like thing that looks like it's made out of rock. And he's like, what's all the commotion about? We got a runner? Come on over here. And he starts walking over towards Clintock. I think this is a good time to roll for initiative.
It's the D6.
5.
All right.
Who's doing it first?
Sofan?
I mean,
Sofan's got a +1.
I just rolled.
6. Oh,
Nice.
big money.
I forgot we weren't doing individual initiative.
Hey, we'll take it.
That's fine. You guys are up first. So this big dude has now stepped onto the deck of the ship. There are 5 other, let's just say pirates on the ship as well. And you guys are up.
Is there room for Basil to jump across somewhere where nobody's at?
I'll let you. Yeah, I will say. Instead of going up the plank, you could run and jump onto another ship and then jump from that ship to this one. So basically in 2 rounds, you could get there.
That's going to be Basil's attempt.
Okay, so Basil can give me just give me a dex roll.
Dex. All right. Basil's Dex is a 14. And I get a 11.
Okay, so yeah, you run and jump onto like the ship that's next to it and land on the deck of that ship. There's nobody on it.
Okay.
So next round you'll be able to jump across.
So Basil takes from his pack a staff, and he sticks it in between the floorboards and it unfurls. And it's a flag with a rabbit on it.
Yep.
Let the match begin. And everyone is inspired for the first round. So they get a +$2 rolls.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a magic item that Basil has had for since but very early on.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So
Okay,
Basil has
that's
unfurled the rabbit flag.
How light is it? I mean, is this still before sunrise or not?
It is still before sunrise, but there are 4 lanterns that are on the ship in the area so they could all see
Okay.
what they were doing. plus the one that's at the
Alrighty.
gangplank.
Trying to find something in my notes. Give me a sec. I've got something in mind. Orion inherited the dentures,
Yep.
which has the control waters once per day control water spell.
Correct.
5x5 cube. Let's see, control water 5x5 cube for 1 turn. So I'm
Yes.
going to drag a bunch of water out of the bay and attempt to slap one or however many I can catch in a 5x5 cube of these guys over the side. Just whoosh,
Okay.
push them over the side.
It will either have the intended effect of knocking them off their feet, or if they were feeling sleepy, they will no longer be sleepy as they're just splashed with very cold water.
And you might catch a couple lanterns in the whole mess.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm going to roll. If he rolls a 19 or a 20, he's okay. I rolled, I don't even know if you can see that, an 8. A rogue wave comes over the side of the ship and slams into one of the guys and knocks him over. The 4 other dudes laugh hysterically because this is very funny. And he is just laying there, and there's a big pile of water just slammed into him. Give me a D6 roll, Orion.
4.
Okay. It did not extinguish any of the lanterns, but this guy's was hit with the rogue wave.
Nice.
Well, it says I control it for a turn.
Right.
So
Yes, and that a turn is 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Or until they jab slap me, I guess. But whatever.
All right. How much space is between me and the big dude?
Probably like 15 feet.
Okay. All right. And he is standing, like blocking my direct path to like the lower decks.
Yeah, you'd have to go around him.
Okay.
And he's a big dude.
You're right. Is there any way I can loosen one of the sails and bring down some rigging on top of him?
Okay. Give me a dex roll.
Okay. 6.
Okay. Yeah, you are untying it.
Nice.
You are untying the rigging. Roll a D4.
4.
Okay. So currently it would take 4 rounds for it to come down.
Gotcha.
Felix is sleeping. Karn, Stone, and Basil did his thing, and
Zophon stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Zophan's going to see if he can kind of skirt the edges and move to the door that this creature came out of.
Okay.
To see if he can get a kind of in the same vein as Basil, to see if he can make any progress on like locating Enzo and the other prisoners and springing them.
All right. Let's see.
So I think I would use like
hide in shadows or move silently.
Yeah, probably move silently in this case.
Okay. Yeah, give me a roll.
42. It's a fail.
Okay. But you're attempting to move silently get around him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were doing that. Karn.
He's trying to move silently to get around the guy on the deck leading to the. Oh, is that correct?
Yeah. So like I meant this guy came out, and wherever this guy came out, Zophan thinks is kind of under the assumption that that's where that way will lead to below deck where the prisoners are being held.
Can Karn reach this guy to distract him?
Yes, I'll let you. Yeah, you can run up if you whatever your distraction is. Yeah, you want to run up there and try to get him.
Oh, this guy's holding slaves. Karn is not just going to distract him by waving his hands face.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he was okay.
I'm wondering if it will help distract him for Karn say, "You were the one who was taking slaves against their will. Foul thing!" And attack. And he's going to use his brand new sword.
Okay.
I rolled a 15, and my strength is +1, and I don't know if the sword has any pluses to it or not.
Oh, I was like, doesn't he get +2 as well from the rabbit flag?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Yeah, that's a hit. Yeah.
Okay. And it's a 1d8
Yep.
long sword. A 1.
Karn runs across the deck, comes up and just takes a swing, and you like you cut one of his overall things that kind of flaps down, exposing like his big bushy chest hair that looks like it has food in it. Like you. Oh, hell, I just reckon you're gonna have to come along with me. And he grabs that big thing and goes to hit you.
Oh boy.
Seem to ignore Zofan. So wow, you are lucky, Karn, mother effer. I rolled a 1.
Yes.
So let's see. Oh, okay. That's a 9. I got a 93. I have to look that up now.
Oh God, that's right. You're using fumble tables.
Yeah. Critical miss chart. Here we go. This is the original. 93. Okay. Dang. Dumbass.
Oh God.
I forget what I rolled for damage, but you know what? I think it was a 4 and a 1. But I'm going to re-roll just because 3 and a 3. So he goes up to hit you, and then it kind of slides out of his hand, and he clocks himself right in the head and does damage to himself.
Perfect.
Oh, damn it. It's all
I
that
almost feel for this poor guy.
it's all that bacon lard on there. All right. The other, let's see, there's the 4 other guys, like, right. Yeah, because one guy was hit with a rogue wave. So they're all laughing. And then Karn comes running up and tries to attack him, and they have not done anything. They don't realize that you don't seem to be posing a threat at this point in time. So it's the next round. I rolled a 2.
That is a 5.
All right, you guys are up first.
This time, the rogue wave is going to take the big guy's club and
Okay.
wash it. I don't know. Is there? I know the ship probably has rails all around, but if there's a spot where there isn't a rail, like where the gangplank is, or at worst, if there's a hatch leading down, the rogue wave is just going to take that club and slap it away as far as it can. Drop it off the ship or drop it in the hatch somewhere where that big guy can't get it.
Okay. All right. So I got to roll a 10 or lower. Yeah. I rolled a 3. So the wave,
Okay.
the water just goes and moves across and slams into this guy, and he holds on to that his club. Also, Karn and Zofan, you are hit with some water, but not the main force of it. And the water just kind of falls around near you. And he just like, oh man, I lost my later food. As he's looking at his beard, now it's like all his later food's gone.
I love it so much.
Didn't realize he had picked it back up, but okay.
Well, it hit him in the head, but he had it in his hand.
Zofan is going to he sees that he's not being noticed. He's going to sneak into the open door.
Okay.
And as he's doing that, he pulls out from his pack a small copper glowing statue, and he rubs the stomach, which is glowing.
Yep.
For a copper willy. Yeah.
Okay.
It becomes invisible for, I want to roll a good die, 4 rounds.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, Zofan, you see Zofan's silhouette just kind of go down the steps, and he becomes invisible. Nice.
I'm gonna try and use my grappling hook to hook like high up on a mast, like towards like what I assume is like the crow's nest, if I
Okay.
can reach, or some other area high up.
Yeah. Give me like an attack roll with your dex.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you grab onto like part of the mast with your grappling hook. The rope is still it's like in 4 rounds the rigging's going to come down.
Right.
Are you going to, so you hook it, are you going to try to start climbing up?
Right. Yeah. So,
Okay. Yeah. So you're climbing up. I think, is Basil jumping across?
Basil is trying to jump across. Let's see what Basil does when he tries to jump. 7.
Yeah, you jump across this from one ship to the other, land like right on the edge, and you look down, and there's one of the pirates is laying on the ground, soaked with water. And you've made it across.
I mean, as long as he made it across, he's not swimming again. He remembers the last time he was trying to swim.
So Basil is up.
Basil's going to pull out his iron knuckles and just start entering the fray. And he's gonna take a big old swing at this whatever this guy is.
Okay.
A 12.
You hit him pretty solid, and he's just like, oh, what you trying to do?
It's pulvering time.
I feel like this must be an ogre.
Karn, you're up, right?
He's got a silver figurine that he reaches up and gives a rub to. And he asks it for a little help in his defense before he swings again. 14 plus the 2 from the rabbit still?
No, that's only
no.
It's done.
First
Oh,
round.
okay. So plus 1 for his strength.
That's a hit.
15 and 6 points plus 1 for his strength.
Oof. So you see a little trickle of blood as you've cut him, and some of his chest hair falls onto the deck. Oh man, you cut my mane, and now I lost my later food. You're gonna pay for this. And he grabs his big club and goes to hit you again.
Good. This has got to be an ogre.
11 plus 7, 18 to hit.
Because he asked for that extra defense.
Yep.
That is not a hit.
So he hits you. You have a shield.
I do have a shield and +2 for the figurine.
Okay, yeah, you put up your shield and like you could feel this thing hit it. It like reverberates.
Gentlemen, I do feel like that while I am strong in the ways of Cuthbert, I cannot withstand this much more.
So he's like, "What are you idiots doing? Get with it!" And they all kind of shake out of there laughing. This isn't serious. To, oh shit! And one will run up to Basil and attack him.
Wilberforce or Basil.
Yeah, which
Basil, who just tried to punch the big guy.
Okay.
Where's my? Okay, here we go. That is a straight up 16.
It's a hit.
You take 4 points of damage. Got a sword. He runs up with a sword and whacks you.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
The one guy runs over and starts disengaging the gangplank. The other guy's going to run over. Let's see. Karn is there. Well, yeah. One guy's going to run over and try to get Karn. And he rolls a 16. No damage. Whacks it right off his shield. He fails. And
20 for today.
I'm going to roll a d6. I'm going to say one. If I roll a 1, no. That guy doesn't notice Basil as he runs like right past him. Well, he'll go after Karn because Karn's the biggest threat. Karn has actually hurt the guy. 19 that time. Ooh.
Does not hit.
Ooh.
I have a regular AC of 18, and he asked for extra help in defense.
Yeah, so they're going after Karn, hitting him, taking no damage. The guy who got soaked and hit with the water gets up and he's in a daze, like looking around. I believe we're up to the next round.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 1, so you guys are up. Unless somebody has a negative.
Nope, no negatives. I got a +1 actually.
Okay.
So now that I've had a couple of times throwing the water around, do I think I could actually take one of these guys off the deck using it? Or is that just like not possible?
So the guy that's trying to remove the gangplank, you could probably knock him off into the water. The other people,
he's got to go then.
okay.
Nice.
All right. I gave him a dex roll. So he rolls a 9. So the water, so Karn and Zofan, no, not Zofan, Karn, and Clintock would see this, and Basil. So you see the water that was all around you just kind of coalesce and come flying across the deck and hit this guy. And he's trying to move the guy. He just tumbles in and you hear the splash as he goes into the water.
Amazing. I'm going to just continue climbing up the rope, hopefully getting as far up as I can.
Okay, yeah.
And Zolfan is going to continue making his way down to where the prisoners are being held.
You get down to the bottom of the steps, and there's some supplies and stuff out here. It is very dark, except for one like candle, like a lantern or something that's sitting on a table, and you can see that there are like 3 people, individuals who are like tied up. like hogtied.
So Basil's gonna move over to them and attempt, if this is within his turn, he's gonna move over them and inspect, kind of get a quick look at them to see if they look like they're innocents, or if they have if they smell like rot or like cheap ale, or
They smell like booze.
yeah, if they smell like mystery beer, like they got like jalapeno on their breath or something.
Yeah, you definitely smell like you can smell the ginger beer.
So Zolfan will say, "Don't make a sound."
You see, one of them is struggling. He's hogtied, and he's got a gag in his mouth, and he's like, "And you're also invisible."
Yeah.
So they hear this voice. He's like struggling. He's like,
Hold still, I will free you.
okay.
I'm hidden.
Are you taking the gag out, or are you just untying him?
Just untying.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, you're just give me a dex roll. I mean, you can untie him, just going to determine how long it takes, how well this guy tied him up.
Damn. Well, I was thinking that he would like cut the bonds.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You're just cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Clintock's
That'll
climbing
be
up.
hasty.
Okay, Zofan's doing that. Orion did that. We got Karn and Basil, I believe. And Basil. Karn, Basil.
Now, I don't know how you feel about back attack. Basil can either do a back attack from say on top of the or trying to get higher up and pointing down and using his bow for a back attack, or he can just try to fly through the air and hit this guy with his dagger for a back attack. Either one.
Okay, so like you're on the railing of the ship, like standing there, and they don't notice you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try to shoot anybody, it's going to be your sneak attack. But to hit the big dude, even though he is that big, he's got a bunch of people around him now.
Okay.
You could try to pick off. There's 3 of those like pirates around him. You could try to pick off one of them, and there would be no negative to that attack.
What's the negative if he's trying to pick out the big guy?
Yeah, it would be a negative. It would probably be like a -4. So it would negate your +4, right?
He's going to go after one of the little guys then.
Okay.
And he's going to try to take him out from with a sneak attack.
Okay.
And he got a 16.
Yeah, that's a hit.
With a bow, so that's what, 1d6? I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Double damage is 8.
You can tell me how he dies.
He's standing there, he's trying to back up the guy. He's boisterous, he's loud, he's used to arresting drunks and bringing them in to Shanghai him. And he's being loud and boisterous still. And he opens up his mouth and the arrow comes from the back of his neck. And all of a sudden you see the point of the arrow sticking out of his mouth.
Oh,
Damn. All right. He's down. He's in the water. Okay. All right. Basil or Karn.
Basil's going to take a moment and pull from his pack he has a vial with I think a red liquid in it.
Okay.
He's gonna down a potion of strength.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll let you do something. You can down a potion and do something else.
Yeah, so he downed the potion and like Popeye, like you know, like his bicep, his already massively swollen bicep, like now has 3 other biceps on it, and he goes to he turns around and he punches the person that attacked him. No potion of strength to save that roll. It was a 5 to hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, you misjudge the distance. Karn.
He's just going to try to attack with this longsword. Let's see. What do we do? That is a 16 again.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right. 1d8. 5.
Yeah, you nail him again. You could say he is bloodied now, as his chest is full of blood.
Tell me that this is worth taking the lives of innocent men and taking them out to sea.
Well, I don't know why you're talking. I'm picking up new recruits for Smokey. And he picks up his that club and he tries to hit you. I think a 26 hit.
Oh,
26 hits.
Okay, 13 damage.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
13 points of damage.
Yep.
Hurts like hell. Karn is questioning his faith.
but it was Karn and not me.
And you see him just in anger swing, and you can hear bones cracking, and he nails Karn. Well, the one guy dropped dead that was next to Karn. Go ahead.
Karn's questioning his faith.
The one pirate on you, Karn, is going to attack. A 14 misses, I believe. We needed like a 19 to hit you. 20. And then on Basil, 16.
That's a hit.
You take 3 damage as this guy strikes you, one of his pirates associates.
What boon does the potion of strength provide? I have it in my notes as a thing that I have, but not like
What it
what
actually
it
does.
Is it just like a matter? Is it something that you made, or is it something in the book that I
I'm
can
pretty
just
sure
look
it's
through?
in the book. Let me just take a look.
All right.
See. All right, you inflict double damage. And you can throw boulders if you want for 3d6 damage. So I would say, like, you could go and pick up some kind of huge piece, some kind of like crate or something, and just hurl it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Cask of salted fish. Cask of salted fish.
Throw the ogre. Heck to that. Throw the ogre overboard.
Yeah, that was all their attacks. That one guy's in the water. The dude who just hit Karn's like, thieves! He starts yelling, thieves, thieves. It's initiative time.
Well, good thing we sent the guardsman out on a fake errand.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 6 as well, but I have a +1, so
Yeah, so you guys are up. The
Nice.
rigging is going to come down. So the rigging will come down at the end of this round.
all right. And am I up at the top of whatever?
Yeah.
I grabbed?
Yeah, wherever you want to be, you're at the top of. Yep.
Can I shoot one of the guys down on the deck now with a
Yeah.
bow?
Yeah.
Nice. One of the ones that's been attacking Karn
Yep.
with a 17.
That's a hit.
Is that it? Okay, cool. And I do 3.
3 damage. All right. What, isn't Clintock a thief?
Oh, right. Yes. So if they don't see me, then
It would be 6.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you Karn, you see the guy who is the big dude in front of you, then one of his crew members. fighting you, and an arrow comes shooting like right through his chest, and he's like, "Oh."
Nice. I think Corn's got 5 hit points left.
Not the metagame, but Karn did pick up a potion of healing.
Oh yeah, he's got lots of things to heal.
That's true, and he can lay on hands, etc. So yeah.
To just make a point, that wouldn't be metagaming. I mean, Karn, like your characters
Wouldn't
know the
be?
stuff that they have on them, and reminding somebody that they have something is, you're with your characters are with
Okay.
each other all the time, so they would know stuff,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's fine.
I mean, I can't close because I'd end up underneath a sail. So what I'm going to do is, I guess, spin up the sling and try to whack one on the ogre, because he's definitely the biggest damn threat out there.
Okay.
Survey says, do I have any pluses? I don't think so. Oh, missile weapon, yes, 1. Okay. 15 plus 1 is a 16.
Yeah, you hit him.
For a mighty 3 damage.
Yeah, it's 3.5. Yep. He gets hit in the side of the head with a rock. Hey, we got Zofan, Basil, Karn.
Basil's going to duck away or run away from. He's gonna look around and see if he can find a crate of fish, or just
Of course, there's a crate of fish.
Crate.
Why would I couldn't deny you that. Yes, there's a crate of fish that they have left conveniently they haven't brought
So
down
he's
below yet.
He's gonna pick up this crate, these fish, and just hurl it for a salmon surprise.
Okay. Salmon surprise. All right, give me an attack roll.
So that's an 11, but I'm gonna use a hustle point.
Yes, I like it.
None of these die have been working for me tonight.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's also a 7, so it's not working either.
Oh,
A crate of fish whizzes past Karn and the creature and slams against the side back behind them against the ship and shatters, and fish fly everywhere. You almost say it's difficult terrain then.
I guess that's Basil's turn. He's made his mark.
Karn or
Basil Wilberforce.
yeah, that's right.
How concealed is he still? Is he like out in the open? He can't do any more back attacks. They know he's there, or I don't know.
Yeah, it'd still be a -4 just because there's 4 people around him. No, 3 people around him now.
What about if he but he's still making back attacks, so it would be basically 0?
Yeah, if you were to go after the big guy, yeah.
The big bad?
Yeah.
He's gonna go after the big bad.
All right.
Because he knows that Karn's the frontliner. He
Right.
knows he's got, pick this guy off.
Right.
So it's basically
Straight
just
roll.
his dex,
Right.
which is +1.
Okay.
So but he rolls a 5.
On another note, the arrow does miss, but it goes right through one of the fish on the deck.
Okay. So as the fish is flying through the air,
Yeah.
before the barrel is completely everything's done suddenly, the barrel comes out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
takes the fish.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Karn steps back and takes a defensive action and tries to slug down one of his potions of healing that he's got,
Okay.
because he knows what's up with that. He's got 12 doses that he bought. Are those cured light wounds?
Oh, what did I say?
The stuff he bought with his silver.
Right.
Okay, it's 6 each. Each bottle is 6 doses of 1d6.
Okay, there we go.
And so you can select more than one at a time.
So I would say if you could anything more than if you chug the whole thing, that's all you can do. But you could take a sip for, I'll give you 2d6 and you can do something.
Okay. So he does that, and he gets 9, and that's 2 doses.
Yeah. So you got what, 4
Okay.
or however many left? Yeah.
Well, I bought
2 out of 6.
Okay.
bought 12 doses, 2 of 6.
Okay.
Is
Gotcha.
what he bought. 12
Okay.
doses.
Cool. Okay.
So he's got what, 10 left?
Yeah. 4 in one and 6
Okay.
in another. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you attack. I figure that's a quick sip and then you can attack if you want to.
Oh, okay.
If you
I
were to
won't
chug the
argue
whole
with you.
bottle, yeah, you would, that'd be your action.
No, I won't argue with you. So he's at 14, and he'll attack. But he's had to take a step back. Yeah. He takes a step back and he comes forward with his
Yep.
sword. I rolled a 5. Oh.
5 is a popular number tonight, isn't it?
Oh, Zofan, you're up. Sorry.
So Zovan cut the bonds last round.
Right. This is yeah, you cut the bonds of there's 3 people and they're all gagged. Like 2 looks like human, 1 an older man, and the other is a dwarf.
So I'll ungag them.
So the one guy is they're all kind of moving around. You you ungag one of them, and he's like, oh my, oh, it's because you're invisible. He's like, oh, thank you, spirits, thank you. And the dwarf is like, hi, yeah. Oh, we've been freed, I say. And then the last guy's like, finally, free fucking beer.
It's that guy. I love it.
And then
I love it.
all of you hear this.
Say free fucking beer.
You see the big guy, he hears this, he's like, oh, somebody shut him up. And he reaches his club and goes to hit Karn. Natural 20.
Oh, that hits.
Oh boy, Karn.
Well, you might have jinxed it. You might have jinxed it earlier when you said Karn was born to die.
Karn was born to die.
All right, how many hit points does Karn have?
14.
Okay. So that is a total of 27 damage.
Woo! 13 down.
Okay, so yeah, so that's 13. Well, I got that. We'll keep that in mind. I will roll just to add an insult to injury here. 76 on the crit hit chart. But that may not matter. Let's go to death and dismemberment here. Apparently he doesn't like the free fucking beer guy. That pissed him off. All right, first thing we're going to do is roll a d6 for Karn.
Okay. 4.
4. Roll a d12. You need to roll low.
It heard you. I rolled a 6.
6. Okay. So this ogre, well, you kept saying an ogre, but he's not an ogre because that's not the stat block I'm using. But this huge guy he hears that the free beer guy, and obviously he's had to listen to that all night. He's been pissed, and he rears back and hits Karn, and you can hear Karn's ribs just shatter. And he hits him, and Karn just goes and slides across the deck, hitting fish, and he is just out. He is twisted and mangled. He's not looking good. The other guy is not going to attack Karn because, well, the other guy is like, hears that noise, and well, there's two of them. One runs down the stairs to see what's going on. And the other guy follows him because he's been shot with an arrow. Just as that time, the rigging begins to come down, and I will roll. The big dude just kind of moves enough that it falls around him, but it doesn't knock him over. And the rigging has come down onto the ship.
Does it cover up Karn?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
That's the end of the round, so it's initiative time, and I rolled a 6.
Damn.
I'll go for it. I think I'm up again. 4.
Okay, so basically, this is I will give you the mechanics. So Karn has taken 4 fatal wounds, and he has 3 rounds starting this round to get rid of them. Okay, you can either do that with rolling under half your intelligence. So if you don't have magical healing, you can you do an intelligence check, and it's half your intelligence. So if your intelligence is 10, it would be a 5. Or you can use magical healing that it doesn't restore his hit points. However, for every 2 points of magical healing, removes 1 fatal wound.
He's got enough potions to work with that.
Right. If somebody comes over and does that for him.
If somebody can come over and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the big guy sees everything falling around, and he looks pissed off. And he looks around and spots Basil, because Basil's like the only guy now in his line of sight, and he comes lumbering over with his big club. And I rolled a 23.
Yeah, that is.
That's 9 damage.
All right. Basil is not looking good. It's looking like another one of those will kill him, or at least knock him out.
Damn.
The 2 guys come down. Let's see. I think. Are you still invisible? I think so. I think for this is the last round, isn't it? So 2 guys, you see these 2 guys come running in, and they see the 3 of them untied, and they're like, one guy's got an arrow sticking in him, and they're like, what the hell? And they point at the free fucking beer guy, and they both like grab him and put him in a headlock, and they're trying to like gag him because they don't want to listen to his ass either. You guys are up.
All right. Well, I will go try to help Karn, and knowing the mechanics perfectly is metagaming, so the character is just going to take Orion's going to take one of his healing potions.
Okay.
And basically upend it in Karn's mouth, the whole potion.
Okay, so that's 6. So it'd be 66 healing.
Yep.
Okay, roll it.
5 and 6. Yeah, because we don't know the mechanics. I just know Karn looks like he definitely needs as much as he can get.
Yeah, and his body is mangled. His like torso is twisted, and like ribs are sticking out.
Not metagaming. Gotcha. Karn looks at Orion like his best friend.
Okay. 23 total.
Okay. Yeah, that is sufficient. You have taken care of his fatal wounds. As you can see that it's like sort of moving stuff around. A still Maggle Karn, you come to and like spit up a bunch of blood, and you're dazed and in lots of pain.
I was minus 13.
Right.
So what does that make it?
Oh, you mean for your lingering injury?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, like.
Yeah,
how
let's
many-
well, you'll know when if you make it through the combat.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because we got big guy still up, and he's bad news on burnt toast with a side of flaming shit.
Yeah. Ryan, I knew I could. Oh.
Clintock's gonna try to snipe the big dude.
Okay.
With a 19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Nice. And a 5 for damage. Oh, +1 for dex, right?
Yep.
So 6.
Yeah. Another arrow doesn't go through him, goes like sticks in his back. Damn. Oh. And he kind of just grunts. He looks in rough shape.
Does that count as double damage?
Well, I'll roll a d6. If I roll a 1, well, you know what? A 2 or a 6, because the mask did come down. So he would have looked like, what the hell's going on?
Okay.
I rolled a 5. So he is unaware that you were there.
Nice.
So would that be 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit him solid. And he coughs a little bit. He's got some blood on his hand. And he's like, oh, well. And he reaches down and grabs the fish. Bastards.
Right.
Basil's gonna try to find another thing to throw.
Give me a d6 roll. 1 to 3. You will find another box of whatever, crate of whatever. 4 to 6.
It's a 3.
Yes. So you tell me whatever it is. I don't care.
Yeah, he finds a crate of apples.
Okay. All right. Give me an
And
attack roll.
He hurls a new die.
Good.
That's a 16.
Nice.
His armor class is 15. Roll 3d6 for the damage.
All right. Oh, you won't believe that. I don't know if my camera will go here, but I got 2 6s and a 5.
What?
Nice. You can tell me how you kill him with a crate of apples.
Nice.
So Basil runs. Basil, like after getting knocked by him, he turns around and like kind of moving with the blow and steps between the spots on the deck that are not covered in fish oil. And he makes eye contact with this crate of just like abnormally large red delicious apples, and he picks it up and he says, I hope you like them apples, and he throws it and it sails through the air and like makes solid contact, and the crate explodes and apples just spray everywhere. The apples that made contact were the first to hit. It get kind of pulverized and get kind of crushed against from the force of the explosion.
Now, which guy was that?
That was the big guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
All right. He collapses dead, killed by Red Delicious.
And bad puns. How do you like them apples? Oh boy.
Love it.
In the back of Orion's mind, he's going, "Yep, that's another line for that sitcom I'm working on."
And that's Basil's turn.
All right.
Zolfan is going to still invisible, get some distance
Mhm.
between him and this attacker. Actually, so he's gonna do one thing is like he's staying next to him. He's going to pull out his short sword, and throw it down towards maybe the dwarf.
Okay.
I guess, is there one that looks more combat?
Probably.
Able
Well,
than-
they've been drinking all night too. So I would say the dwarf probably.
Yeah. So he would throw this short sword down towards the dwarf. So I imagine like it just like all of a sudden this short sword materializes out of
Yeah.
the air as it like leaves Zolfan's hands, and it clatters to the ground next to him.
Okay.
Defend yourself. And then Zolfan's gonna run down get some distance between him
Mhm.
and these two creatures or these two pirates, and then he's gonna pull out Chihai and kind of do a tight swing and throw it. I guess I got the roll when it counted. that is a 9.
All right. Yeah. So you swing and the short sword hits the ground, and they kind of are confused, like they're trying to tie these guys back up, and then they hear some loud crash on the deck, and then a secondary crash, and they're like, "Uh-oh." It's good. Did second Basil go?
No. He's got to look at what, 2 guys left?
Those 2 guys ran down below. So there's nobody on the deck here. There's one that got knocked over and was in the water, but you haven't seen him.
He tries to creep down below.
So you move past the rigging and the dead body and the apples and fish on the deck. And going down the stairs, you see that it's low lit, and you see the 2 guys. One guy's got an arrow in him, and they're like wrestling with one person. There's 2 other people right there.
He's going to try to take a shot at the guy with an arrow in him.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. He's you see a sword is next to them for some reason. They're kind of looking around. They look almost paranoid. They don't notice you.
Is this a back attack or just?
Yeah, it would be. They don't know you're. They don't. There's too
Okay,
much going
so-
on.
He gets 18
Yeah, that's a hit.
with his bow. A 2.
He's dead.
Yes.
You shoot an arrow through that guy, and they're wrestling with this one guy, and he just drops dead. And the other guy's like
Noise.
realizes that he's by himself. I think that's everybody, right?
Yep.
That guy slowly. So Basil and Zolfan would see that guy like look around. He sees. He's like, Master Hayden. Hey, Hayden. He like hears nothing, and you hear him run, and then you hear a splash.
Master Hayden. Oh, yeah, he's dead.
And I would say we're out of combat, unless you want to shoot at the 2 guys in the water or look for them.
Can I see them from where I'm at with my vantage point?
Give me a D6 roll.
2.
You do. You see the guy that Orion knocked in the water. He's up on the dock, and the 2 guards that were roaming have grabbed him.
And grabbed him.
Yeah, they both are
Interesting.
around and grabbed him. They're like, there's a light shining down, and they've got a hold of him.
Yeah, so much for taking care of the witnesses, eh, Clintock?
I see him rolling. Yeah,
I'm gonna go for it.
okay.
16.
Yeah, that's a hit.
6 plus 1, so 7, and then so 13.
Yeah,
Total.
he's very dead. You can describe how he dies if you wish.
It goes right through his heart.
Okay. All right. So it looks like they're kind of wrestling, and you're up there and you fire. They're kind of like unsure if they're like arresting him or what they're doing, and then next thing you know, he goes limp. You know, and they're like holding him up, and then they look and they see the arrow, and they just kind of drop him on the ground and look around, and they walk off.
Boy, they really didn't like these guys. I'm with Clintock. If I can see the other guys in the water, I should still have time on control water. I'm going to basically suck him under.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give him. I'll give him a roll, a con roll. Oh, you can't see that. It's a 9. He fails. We can remove the formalities, as he will probably drown, because you control that
Okay.
for an entire turn, and that'd be 10 minutes. So he'd have to make con save after con save to try to swim. He's frightened, and no, he eventually drowns.
Well, we got okay. So we got plenty of sail and we got plenty of rigging. Let's hack up a what do you call it? A stretcher for Karn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna need that.
So yeah, hack up a stretcher for Karn and to get the guy. Come on, let's move. Get the guy. Let's get out of here. Somebody help me somebody help me here.
Does anyone know how to sail a ship?
I do.
Do you want to set the sails and jump off this before to send it out to sea?
Yes, I can help out with that as well. Yo, we got this. Zofan is actually a sailor as his background. And Basil has been on boats for a very long time.
Okay. Sounds good.
So yeah, Basil and Zofan would I think set things right so that this is just set to continue going off into the sunset.
Okay. So yeah, so Basil, Zofan, is Clintock staying with him, or are you going onto the dock?
I will, because I am useless on a boat. I will step off onto the dock.
Okay.
Leave him to it.
And
Well, I
Basil,
could use help
yeah,
following
Ryan.
around Karn.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah. You guys get off the boat, and then the other two will sail it. So Zofan and Basil take the ship out and then set it. Are you going to do anything other than, I mean, you're heading out into the ocean, and then you're going to row back on one of the
Yeah,
little dinghy
I'm
boats?
assuming there's some sort of dinghy like that we would be able to drop.
Yeah.
Like deploy and row back.
Loot. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, of course we would go through and rummage through and see if there's anything valuable before deploying it, before like setting it to sail.
Okay.
Just head right to the captain's quarters.
Okay. Give me a D100 roll.
21.
Yeah, give me a 2d6 roll.
7.
All right, you find 21 gold pieces and 7 platinum pieces. The captain's quarters is kind of a mess. Food is everywhere. There's a lot of mugs of empty mugs of probably ale that was drunk. Clothing, some kind of, there's clothing for a 12-foot tall person. A couple extra spares of overalls. Of course, there's that club that he was using. There's also a letter in there that had a seal. No, it wouldn't have had a seal on it. It was just a simple letter. What languages do you speak?
Zofan speaks neutral and common, and Basil speaks, I guess, the same.
Okay. It's in a language you're unfamiliar with.
Seems to be written in some form of Elvish. I can't read it. We'll have to we'll have to bring it back and see if we can get it translated in town.
The other Basil has a good chance of reading it.
Did the other Basil stay on the ship?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still there. He has ridden the wave out, so to speak. And he's got
That's right.
I think he's got something like a 90% chance, 80% probability of being able to read the languages. You know, he's kind of worried about his friend Karn. They have an unlikely friendship, but they see eye to eye in a few different ways. He rolls a 63.
Okay, so the letter, you make out this language to be giant. It's a form of giant. And it is written, you can't make out, like, you get the gist of the letter is basically to go to Clinkville. There is an arrangement. Get some recruits. You will be paid. And head to the power. It says head to the power station. And it is signed Baruch. And it also says P.S. You see a crew that has my stolen ship. Let me know.
Do we know Bob's stolen ship?
Baruch is a dark azure. So azure, like dwarven looking guys, got like fire. Looks like they got fire coming out of their hair. Well, at some point, the spirit of the azures was taken from certain ones, and his was taken. So he just has like embers and smoke comes out of his head. Usually hangs around with a clay golem. So there was probably discussions talk that this is a name, and his name would come up. Like he is a famous pirate.
Okay.
Or infamous.
So what? Ox swiped the ship from him?
Yeah, basically they did like a job, and then the part of the job was to like steal the ship, and they kind of swiped the ship and took off.
Ox is a pirate who stole a ship from a giant who was a pirate.
Well, Baruch is not a giant, but this guy obviously had come here looking at least for recruits who there's some affiliation with him.
Giant had affiliations with a pirate that Ox stole a ship from.
Great.
So we're on the wrong side of Ox's boss.
So if you want to collect any of the fish or the apples, you can, and the food.
I think I could probably take some apples.
Yeah.
Since they probably taste like victory.
Yes, they do. It probably tastes like victory. So Clintock and Orion, who are helping Karn, down the gangplank onto the docks as the other group is like messing with the ship and getting stuff off, collecting shit to head out. You see the guards kind of looking around, and then kind of like out of the lights, kind of flicker, the evening lights, you see a figure come running. You see now there's two figures that come running, and you realize it's Brucon, and there's a second man behind him who is carrying, like, you can see like the light reflect off his shield, and he is carrying a huge mace, and he's just got wearing a sash, like cut off, and then you see his tattoos, and he runs up and he sees Karn. He's like, oh my God, where is he? What happened? And you realize it's Josiah, who you had met from the Church of St. Cuthbert.
We were ambushed by some ne'er-do-wells.
He looks at you and he says, they were taking people from the seduction and kidnapping them, weren't they?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, well, I mean, but that's what we thought was happening.
The mayor has made a great coin from this, but this time he looks down at Karn. It's gone too far. I have a mind right there to go over there right now and burn it to the ground. Who's with me?
Did he just say the mayor was behind this?
He said something about like the mayor knows about it.
The perpetrators will not be doing anything to anyone anymore. And you see that ship leaving? Well,
Yes.
That was theirs. That was theirs. It will be found drifting in the morning.
Very well. That's good. I will help you with Karn. Bring him back to the rejuvenating bog. He needs rest. He looks bad.
Yeah, he looks like shit.
Yes. My thoughts exactly. I didn't want to say it in front of him, but
I think the word we're looking for is he looks like hammered shit.
Yep. Yeah. If you wish to do anything, helping Karn would be the best, because indeed Karn put in the most valiant effort today.
he did. He has sacrificed his body for St. Cuthbert
Again.
again.
Yeah.
Take him to the rejuvenating bog. We can fast forward to the rejuvenating bog. You guys all show up. Kind of like moving, showing up there. As you're showing up there, the person working at the front desk like looks and sees Karn come in and sees like, oh my God. And he's like, that your rooms you need to be paying for the rooms. You've only paid for 3 days. And Josiah's like, don't you worry about it. He kind of walks up and you see him reach into his pouch. He pulls out something that looks like a silver minted coin. And he slaps it on the counter. He says, they are fine. They'll be having their own rooms. Don't you worry about that. Let me guess. Rates have gone up again, haven't they? And he's like, yeah, today is day of tax. They were just in here. He's like, okay. He takes you to your room. So Karn, you have 19 days of blood loss.
Oh God.
And you need another shield because that has been destroyed.
But isn't this also the day that Basil Wilberforce is his blood loss and is back to full hit points?
Yeah, I think you're back to full hit points. Yeah. So your maximum HP is reduced by 1 for every hit dice you possess. I believe you're at like -4 for everything. Yeah, for 19 days.
For Karn.
Yeah.
Okay. So 19 days of maximum blood loss.
Oof.
Not good.
And it's the 11th now?
Yeah.
It's the 11th of what?
Just give me a con roll. At -4.
His con is a 10.
Okay, so basically you got to roll under a 6, lower than a 6.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. So normally you make a save and you roll a d6 to see what the effect is, which some of these can actually be pretty bad. But I kind of RP'd it like your ribs were crushed, and it does have crushed ribs. So your treat con as a 4 when holding your breath.
Okay.
So there's really you actually can break your spine and be paralyzed.
Yikes.
But I'm not gonna make you roll for that. The crushed ribs is bad enough. So obviously when you're holding your breath, it sucks.
Okay. Well, it's the 11th now, and he's got 19 days of this. So
Yeah. So
it's the 11th of what?
Oh, that's right.
Horkhorn's just going to sit in this hotel room. While his friends go about committing acts of crime.
The sun begins to rise, and I know at least one person in the party is keeping track of how many minutes are between each. There's only 3 minutes this time between the shift change.
Interesting.
So you are back at the rejuvenating bog, and Karn is resting in his room. Josiah says that he is badly injured, and that should really be resting. And he says that that he has taken care of the accommodations for you guys, for at least for a little bit. Probably good for 4 or 5 days here.
And Karn's going to have to pay his way for 19 days.
He says, Karn, you're covered. He doesn't know if everybody else is, but everybody else is covered probably for 4 or 5 days. And then after that, revisit what, if you guys owe anything.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Besides which, Karn can't stay here for 19 days because we'll be lambing it. We'll probably be lambing it out well before then.
Yep.
Unless you just leave him here and say, "Sorry about your luck, Papa." Is there any magical healing that can be done for him? Something that can be bought for him?
As far as you know, I mean, yeah, that's the 19 is the 19.
Okay. If Orion comes to visit him, don't wait for me, brother. Just do what you've got to do, and Cuthbert will see to what I've got to have done. And trust in Basil Wilberforce. He's cowardly, but in his heart, it's pure.
Pure silver at the moment. All right. So if there's going to be a little downtime, obviously, we'll point out to Karn that he needs a new shield. And I've got just enough money to buy another one of those healing potions and have a little spare change left over. Speaking of which, we were supposedly dragging a guy out. What happened with what's his name?
Oh, Enzo.
Yeah, I would imagine that we would have taken them like that they would have been carried, they would have been taken off the ship before.
Yeah, like back with us with Karn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other two can do what they want, but we need to run Enzo back to his loving wife and get paid.
Okay. Yeah, he's very thankful that you have freed him from certain servitude.
And put him back in certain servitude, apparently.
All right. Yeah, you can run him back back to his house there in the Noble district. And as you approach the house, his wife comes out and hands you a bag of gold.
Sweet.
He thanks you many times, and she thanks you, and she waits and watches him and as he heads back into the house, smelling of ginger beer.
Still.
Next day.
And Orion will give him the parting words of "No more drunk and stupid."
She just kind of nods approval. Basil.
All right. So how many gold are we talking about? Basically, you got 6.
Right. Yeah, she pays each of you guys 50 gold. So 300 gold pieces.
Gold.
Cards.
Yeah, that's Karn too. I mean, I don't know how much Karn's going to take, but
Oh, I'll take it all. I'll tie some later.
All right. So like I said, if we have downtime, that potion was a little too useful, and now I have enough to have a little gold left over. Go buy another one if that's all right.
okay, you're going to go back to Loesch, and I believe it was
250 according to my notes.
okay. As the day has begun, you realize that there's kind of a buzz around town that today is the day of tax. It happens like every 7 days, the day of tax. And the significance of that is this is when anybody who collects tax can collect it. They can't collect it on any other day. It also means that doesn't necessarily mean they'll collect it. It's also a reminder for the business owners or whoever has to pay tax that make sure you got your books and stuff in order, just, so it's right. So you can see that there are a few people coming out of different establishments, a little bit annoyed because it seems like prices have increased to accommodate for the day of tax. So when you go to get your potion, it is now 300.
Oof.
Oh, you're gonna break me.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's increased. Apparently, I was told that the prices have gone up to pay for this illustrious festival that is going to happen. The mayor needs the necessary funds. But as long as I get my free brew.
Fucking beer.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Loesch probably hired the guy. Yeah, I mean, I've got the money, and we don't have many other options here for healing, so I'll pony it up.
We should have said that we should have raised our prices for the day of tax. 50 gold pieces was yesterday's rate. Today is 500.
It's kind of well, what do you mean it's gonna be 300 gold? I didn't pay that much.
All righty. And of course, I mean, Karn has his own. Is Karn going to send out for a shield or not?
He probably will, but he also is in pretty bad shape, so I'm not sure if he's thinking about that yet.
Orion. Well, Orion will make sure. I mean, I'm running low on money, but Orion will at least make sure that Karn understands he needs to either replace or repair some of his equipment.
Well, he trusts Orion though. Like if Orion says, "Hey, we need to do this," then he'll weakly hold up a hand and go, "Oh, do what you see fit. I understand."
Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like you can pull and take advantage of them if you want to. like, I mean, and the reality is that Orion's been very helpful to him, and he looks on Orion as his best friend.
The reality is, in Orion's mind, Karn is meat, shield, and healing in one.
Yeah.
The one person you want to keep alive.
I mean, whatever your motivation is your motivation. But yeah, Karn looks at like Karn's just like, oh, hey, this is my this guy is always at my side and does everything to look out for me. So
yeah. No, I got you. We just got two different views. If I have to be errand boy, I have to be errand boy. But spend Karn's money on his shield and equipment. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not going to overcharge him or anything. But we need to get Karn back in fighting shape so that, he can do the same shit again and stand between us and 12-foot tall hillbillies.
Every day that goes by, he can also do healing hands on himself. I don't know if that helps or not. So he would give the healing hands to Orion or somebody else in the group before he gave it to himself.
Yeah, Basil got injured. It was Basil got injured during the fight, right?
Yeah, Basil took a little bit of damage.
Yeah, Basil is he's doing okay. In the sense that he's able to limp along, but he's a bit pale and would be looking to rest up. Yeah.
Yeah, let's be realistic. We need to be in top form pretty shortly. So if Karn's healing doesn't help Karn, it'll at least help Basil punch back, get better.
Yeah.
Karn's willing to spend his 50 gold reward on to go towards, and some of his silver, that silver he's got to go towards healing anybody in the party. Like if it'll buy the healing potions and it'll help anybody in the party, he'll buy them until they are feeling better. Or tied to any temple or whatever it takes to get it done.
How much can you heal by your lay on hands anyway?
Paladin, laying on hands, 2 hit points per level per day, I think it is.
Yeah.
And once he hits 5th level, he can cure disease for a week.
Not trying to be cheap, but he can pretty much heal Basil in a couple of days without having to buy any potions.
Yeah. Yeah, he's second level, so that's 4 hit points a day.
Yes, and your dog is not leaving your side, taking care of you.
No.
Oh, man's best friend.
And your other buddy, Marsh Destiny, the prisoned furloughed man, has sworn to whatever you need done, he will do. Like he is looking to take care of you.
Nice.
I will remind Marsh that if he gets thrown back in prison, he's not going to be able to take care of Karn. In other words, zip the lip. Cuthbert will prevail anyway.
Yes, yeah, I will take care of Karn, whatever he needs. He needs a glass of water, I'll give him a glass of water. Need his feet rubbed, I'll rub his feet. Whatever he needs. If it's
Mostly
Cuthbert's
peace
will.
and quiet, as I understand. Although I'm sure Karn wouldn't be put off by the occasional prayer session.
Oh yes, constant prayer for Karn. So as you guys are doing this, picking up items, is late in the afternoon on the 11th day, and you are all summoned to the Shortbread Bakery for a meeting of the party planning committee. Obviously, Karn can't make it, so I would assume Basil gets to go.
Yep.
Honorary PBC member.
Yeah, Zofan or Basil, you can go, and then Clintock and Orion. So you make your way through town. Again, there's a little bit of a line. People are kind of fussing and irritated as they come out of the bakery because of the prices have gone up. And Victor is running around in the bakery as you enter, in the heat from all the ovens, and he you guys know the way into that back room, and waiting for you is the Cognoscenti with his fine robes as he stands as you've arrived, and the Mott is there, the older fellow, balding fellow, wiping off the sweat, the treasurer. Also there is a dwarven man who you would recognize, the owner of the Sailor Seduction. And the Cognoscentis, have a seat, see that, we're missing, Karn is not here, and well, no mind.
Karn will not be able to make it.
He suffered some injuries, and he'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, we have sent out the bar-tailed birds out with messages as soon as the committee adjourned. Actually, it was the evening of you met the mayor. We've gotten a couple returns back that we will have a list of people interested in this arm wrestling. A man by the name of DeKoff will be there. Bergman Sly will be coming. Kaivo the Mighty, and a man named Tothgar, who is, if you're unfamiliar with the hero Rothgar, it is his grandson. And of course, Castle Strong will come as well. He is a famous adventurer. They will be here. So I think it is best that, and the Emker will be away, but he will return. I do believe that we will start the festivities on the 15th. And that should give us enough time to, we have not send out any invitations for the, what was it called? The Feats of Style. That is a separate sort of request. But we have great interest, and we are, as we speak, picking up additional drinks to fulfill the free beer for everyone. Contributions are being made. As also, we have levied a tax to help pay for the costs. And the Mott just wipes his face and he's like, yes, the numbers should work out now. Yes, as long as things are as projected.
What you mean the free fucking beer?
Right. Yes, someone has to pay for it. And
I thought the Incur would be paying for that.
oh yes, of course.
Yeah, what did
Oh,
did happen to the money from the Amcur?
Oh, the MCUR at least put in 10%. Is that correct? In the Mott says, oh yes, it was 10% towards the total cost.
Okay.
It was rather generous.
I don't know about that. I wonder how the town would feel that the Imker wasn't buying all the beer. Isn't the Imker all powerful? He can afford all the beer.
Well,
Who's that, Basil? Yes, Basil.
Yes. Karn's back at the hotel.
I mean, if I think we should just be considerate lucky that the Emperor gave anything at all.
Oh, you might be right. I mean, such a powerful figure.
then
I suppose if we didn't have a way for that to be paid for, I suppose some heads would roll instead.
the dwarf here's this conversation. He says, where is old Karn now? Isn't there he's the talkative one, isn't he?
Oh, he's off taking care of something.
He is, isn't he? Aye.
He feels under the weather.
Oh, aye. It's it's too bad. I hope things it gets better.
I'm sure he will.
He looks up at the Cognoscenti, says, "Are we done here?" And the Cognoscenti said, yes. I just have one more thing to speak with you in private. And the two of them walk out of the room with the Mott still sitting there, wiping his forehead. And the Mott's wiping his. He's like, "Oh, nice weather we're having, right? Yeah,
It's very hot in here today.
yeah. It's always hot. I mean,
it feels fine to me. Are you worried about something?
oh yeah, always worried about the finances. It's very stressful.
Are the finances in such a terrible shape here?
No, as long as we can manage these next few days with the current tax rate.
It seems as if the citizens are fairly upset.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but they'll get used to it. I mean, the festival, I'm sure, will take their minds off of things, and once they see it, they'll realize and then we'll just set it back to the way it was. And he winks.
Meaning not. Yeah, never met a government that actually decided it liked to lower taxes.
I mean, most of the businesses aren't having and he kind of looks to see if Cognoscenti's returned. He's like, I need to well, I guess I could tell you, some of the businesses a bit concerned about the price, what they had to pay, but look at this. And he reaches into his pouch and he produces a minted silver coin, puts it on the counter.
Okay.
The dwarf, the owner of the Sailor Seduction, presented this as payment for his increased tax. Can you imagine this? This is I've been eyeing this all morning. It's very nice.
It says newly minted. It doesn't look like it came out of the batch that Karn had.
Oh, it looks exactly like the ones that Karn has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would suspect if I had a stack of these, I could pay for this festival. No problem. I don't know who spent it.
Did you not ask the dwarf?
I don't think he would. No, I mean, I was very curious. But I don't know who in town would acquire such things. I've
Well,
already
certainly
checked. It
look
is not a
around.
forgery.
The Emperor looked down upon paying paying for a public festival using this and he kind of leans closer. Silver.
Oh, he wouldn't look down on it. No, it's just it's very rare. As one myself, who deals in coins and mints and things of that nature. This is a prize. This is really nice. I have it in mind just to sit it at home for a while on my shelf and admire it.
Well, you're right. It would certainly be nice to know where such things came from. We'll keep an eye out.
Oh, do say I would if I would like to meet the person who may have more of these. I would like to procure one for myself.
Oh ho, says I inside my mind. Verbally though, I'll say, are you a collector then?
Oh yes.
Do you know other collectors?
What?
Other collectors. There's a few in town, but they don't have anything like exquisite as this. This writing, I've never seen it.
Well, I mean, if we came across another one, certainly we wouldn't want it to just go to anyone.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Basil Wilberforce probably looks slightly guilty. I don't know if anybody can pick up on that or not. But he is sitting on quite a bit of those.
Well, I would really like to talk to whoever found it or purchase one.
He's trying to keep it to himself, and he is struggling with that. He is definitely struggling with it.
Orion will sort of shift his weight and casually put his boot on top of that, out of sight of the mott. Put his foot on top of Basil's foot and basically press down a little, out of sight of the mott.
Basil starts to go, well,
Yeah, not enough to hurt. Just a reminder of, keep it, keep quiet.
He doesn't
Right.
say anything, but he just gives that little slight grunt of oh damn my toe.
Gotcha. since it's just the treasurer here, are there any more, are there any more details we need to discuss on the festival? Because the treasurer didn't care what was going on. He was all about the money, right?
Right, yeah, the cognoscenti comes back in and the Mott just quickly like pockets a coin and just like, "Oh, okay. Oh, how's the weather? It's hot in here." And cognoscenti
Yeah.
says it will, oh yes, begin on the 15th and run to the 20th. We are getting all the details together right now. But I will call you again when we need another meeting. If you come up with anything
Right.
in addition, I will let you know. There was some disturbing news, of course, this morning, where there was
Really?
some sort of robbery or something happened on the docks, but the constable told me that they are looking into it.
Does the constable need any help?
Oh, usually has things under control, but I will speak with him. If you are providing your services.
Yeah, I'm sure we could help track whoever was responsible down.
All right. The bard is not breaking up. The bard is just like, the bard sends an admiring look at Clintock for, because that's exactly the sort of presence you need on stage to pull off some of,
Give me a 2d6 roll.
Right.
Add your charisma.
9.
He is like, yes, I will speak to him. You all seem well versed in various avenues that I was unaware of, but I will definitely speak with him. We can always use the help. We want to make sure this festival it goes off well, and we have no issues with any sorts of violence or other things occurring. I know that those who are in allegiance to other churches seem to have been making a ruckus recently, and we're afraid that they may make some sort of scene during the festival.
Interesting to know. Well, speaking of ruckus during this festival, somebody was going to get me some lists of entertainers, right? I was in charge of scheduling the various entertainment, especially.
Oh yes, yes, we will have that. I'll have that momentarily. Yes, it slipped my mind. I will get it to you on our next meeting, or I will send it to the Rejuvenating Bog, correct? For you to look over it.
Please, yes. Thank you very much.
And make sure you grab a loaf and have a quick drink, and I will be on my way. And he bows and leaves the room. And the Mott follows.
Excellent. Thank you. And I will make sure we are well out of there and, out of hearing range of anybody else. And I'll look at Clintock and say, and grin broadly and say, I am so impressed.
I mean, we'll certainly find whoever was responsible.
And I strongly suspect we can, we're such fantastic investigators that we can probably turn up a silver or two. What do you think we can squeeze out of the Mott for that?
No, we'll have to see.
Unfortunately, what I really wonder is if we can get a little more than money out of him. In other words, some sort of favor that will help us with our other goals. But that would be harder, I think. The man's mind revolves around money.
This is very true.
But we'll have to think on it. Yep, we'll have to think on it.
So yeah, you guys head back to the rejuvenating bog. Anything else you're gonna do for the rest of the day? Okay.
In particular, it's been a hell of a day.
All right. Dustin, give me a D12 roll.
D12. 1.
So that evening, it is 7 minutes in between the clangs. And you guys all rest up at the rejuvenating bog as day 12 approaches and brings forth unseasonably cold weather. As it's in the teens, probably for most of the day. And it's a good place to stop.
All right.
Dose of reality.
Yeah.
Thank you
All
for
right.
bringing it home.
Maybe for you northerners.
Wow.
Well, it's still
Right.
not what the sage predicted. So he's wrong again. Because I rolled to see what his weather was, what he predicted. And I think he predicted snow.
Oh man, I love it.
Yeah, the 12th he predicted snow. Yeah, so he was wrong.
Nice.
All right. Well, all of you guys have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
too.
Same
You
here.
guys too.
And you guys can decide what you're going to do here, how much of this festival you're going to be part of, or when you're going to skip out of town.
Got to
And
leave
then we're going to break
Carl
the
behind, I
captain
think.
out.
They're not going to leave Karn behind. They're taking his ass with you.
Like I said, Karn may feel well disposed, but Orion's like, me, shield, and healer all in one. We got to keep this guy alive and with us.
He'll do the best he can.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
All right.
Happy
Hey,
All right.
Thanksgiving.
All right, take care.
Have a good one.